My narcissistic parents tried to stop me from going to my brother's awards ceremony, the brother I practically raised. I went anyway, and he honored me in front of everyone and didn't even acknowledge them. When I was 16 and my aunt died suddenly, her son Liam, who was 11, got tossed around between relatives like unwanted baggage. He ended up staying with us for a few weeks, which turned into almost 5 years because no one else wanted the responsibility. My parents were never nurturing, so everything fell on me. Feeding him, helping with homework, waking him up for school, going to parent-teacher conferences because my parents refused. Liam would introduce me as his big brother to anyone who asked who I was, but my parents didn't treat him like family. They treated him like another mouth to feed. They always complained he was too expensive to keep. When I turned 18 and moved out, my parents dumped Liam on another aunt 2 towns over, but I still kept in touch. I visited, called, checked up on him. When he turned 18, he told me he wanted to become a firefighter, so I helped him get into a youth fire academy. Last month, he officially passed and wasn't just getting his badge. He was being awarded the Rookie Valor Commendation, the highest honor a trainee can receive in our region. Out of over 200 recruits, he was the only one chosen. The regional fire department even invited him to speak to new recruits. At the ceremony, they were presenting him with a medal, a badge, and a certificate of commendation, the kind usually saved for full-time firefighters, not teenagers. Liam had already become the man my parents never believed he could be. When my parents first heard I planned to attend, they called me at midnight like it was some emergency. My mom immediately started screaming that I had no place inserting myself in events that don't concern me, claiming that if I showed up, people would assume they failed as guardians and that I would ruin their image. I laughed out loud because it sounded ridiculous. I had no idea how they came up with such a stupid thought, but they seemed serious, so I told them their image was already ruined long ago when they turned their back on Liam. My mom started screaming and I hung up mid-sentence. I messaged Liam right after, telling him everything and apologizing because I felt guilty he was stuck in the middle. His reply came instantly, "You're the man who raised me, not them. If they have a problem, they don't have to go." That message didn't just hit me, it ripped me open. On the day of the ceremony, my girlfriend and I sat up front with the other families. When Liam walked onto the stage and spotted me, he didn't just smile, he lit up. After the ceremony, he jogged straight toward us, almost knocking me over in a hug, and proudly introduced me to everyone as my big bro, who raised me. Then, like a storm rolling in, my parents marched over. My mom folded her hands and said, "So this is what you do? Hijack other people's moments because you're desperate for attention." My dad jabbed a finger in Liam's chest and said he should show gratitude to the people who fed him, instead of idolizing a nobody who played babysitter. My mom accused me of turning Liam against his real family. Before I could react, Liam stepped between us and said, "Stop talking to him like that. He's the only reason I survived living with you." My dad turned red, grabbed Liam and hissed that he'd regret saying that, but Liam yanked his arm away and walked off with us like it was nothing. 2 days later, Liam told me my parents had invited him over. My dad yelled about loyalty and said Liam should publicly thank them or stop using their last name, while my mom cried dramatically, claiming Liam had betrayed the people who took him in. When he reminded them they barely looked at him, my mom started screaming and threatened to block him from every family gathering. Liam told them to do whatever they want and left.